All right, so it's been a bit of a slow start. I'm guessing that a lot of you just feel kind of held back. Like you can feel the chains on you holding you back and your engine's revving and you want to go forward, but for whatever reason, this. The devil as an underlying energy, it's about temptation, yes. But usually that temptation comes in. It always seems more tempting when we're in a difficult situation anyway, right? Now, this could be I'm not really seeing it here, but the devil is about, it can be temptation by old behavioral patterns, addictions, that kind of thing. But I'm getting that this is more you feel like something has power over you or someone that you've just not been able to get the recognition or, that you deserve. The reason I'm saying that is the Six of Wands. I'm getting an energy of someone who's been working really hard at something and it just feels like you just don't get seen or it just hasn't been going the way you want it to. Because the focus, though, is on the Six of Wands, is getting the recognition for the work that you've done. This is pride. This is pride in what you've done. So, you may have been dealing with someone who might have addiction problems because the devil can indicate that. But are you going to let them hold you back? Are you going to let them dim your light? That's kind of the question that's coming up here. I don't see it as you. I don't see how someone would be proud of what they've done if they've been working under the influence of the devil energy. Do you see what I mean? So, or maybe you're proud that you've overcome it. This could be someone who's come out of rehab, right? That, that's a victory that you've had and recognition for the work that you've done. Staying on that kind of rehab, recovery kind of vibe. And remember, you can apply that kind of energy to anything. I'll try to see if I can give some examples in a moment. But we have the Two of Swords coming up as your past energy. So this is someone, you know what they say, that the first step to overcoming addiction is admitting you have a problem. This is someone who wouldn't admit they had a problem. It doesn't have to just be an addiction. This could be whatever it is. I'm fine. I'm doing the work. I'll get this. It could be doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different result. But if you keep doing what you did, you're going to keep getting what you got. So this is it's very frustrating energy. I'm not going to lie. As I'm sitting here reading this, I feel great frustration. But this is someone who wouldn't look at, this, it could be conflict, two conflicting ideas, two truths that just, two swords can't fit into one sheath. That's the sword's sheath. Yeah, right. They won't fit in there. So it has to be, what is the truth? This person has to remove their blindfold, have a look at what's going on, and then grab one of the swords, the sword of truth. But she's using both of these swords to kind of protect herself. This is someone who wants to keep the status quo. So maybe there's been someone who's this kind of toxic influence in your environment and you haven't in the past wanted to say anything. Maybe you couldn't, right? Maybe it's someone that you lived with, a family member, or at work. You needed that job, so you couldn't leave that job because you couldn't say anything because you didn't want to make it an uncomfortable or toxic work environment. And now I realize that I'm saying this to Aries. As an Aquarius sun, the two of the signs that I love the most are Sagittarius and Aries because you guys are so real, so just straight up, we'll just say it, we'll go out there and do it. But that's the whole thing. That's where the frustration comes from, because for whatever reason, whatever this was, you've not been able to say it. You've not been able to make that decision. You've not been able to move forward. You've not been able to get the recognition that you want. And you've done nothing wrong. You're proud of what you've done, the actions that you've taken, the way you're moving forward. You've done everything that you thought that you could do. It's very important that we look at what's the focus here, what's at the heart of the reading here. That is really important to look at. That's what gives that's what changes the energy of the cards around it. Very difficult energies, but still you've got your head held high. That says a lot about you, Aries. And remember, it's a general reading, so it can go both ways. These could be people in your environment. This could be how people in your environment see you, but you don't think you've done anything wrong. It's just the energy is going to play out differently for each of you. Where does this lead? The past could be last week, but last month, last year. Maybe you've been having to deal with this for a while now. But something's shifting, something changing. We have the Four of Wands here. Now, at a very mundane level, the Four of Wands can indicate a house move, a job move, a change in the environment around you. You can even redecorate when this card comes up. It's a celebration. You have two cards of celebration coming up. And this is what kind of makes me think, what the hell happened here with these two? What happened here? Because you're kind of good with what you've done. You've done nothing wrong. And here coming up, or whoever this person is, they have pride in what they've done, right? And here this is a change in the environment now. This could be a change in the creative people. They encourage your creativity now. There've been things holding you back, decisions you couldn't make. Now you can. It works very well with the Six of Wands, the Four of Wands does, because this is a recognition. This is great. You've had a great start in whatever you've been doing. Where are you going to take that? What's the further commitment? Yes, we still have the devil here. Please be very aware of there's someone in your environment that I'm just getting the sense that you can't shine as bright as you would like to. Maybe they're in a difficult place, right? Sometimes it's not about people that are negative or, I don't really like to call that. That's not their fault. They've got shit going on in their life. That's not their fault. They don't stop us, because the devil says only those things that we allow to hold us back can hold us back. And don't forget, this person's they've got a blindfold on. They're not looking. So this could be when we give our power away. Because somebody else, maybe your partner's doing, they're in a really shitty place with whatever's going on with their work. So it's almost like you can't say to them, oh, well, honey, I just got a promotion, or, that kind of thing. Because it will make them feel worse, so you kind of keep it quiet. But there's some very positive energy coming in here. Something to celebrate here, maybe even a new job away from this toxic environment. But this, I do feel it's underlying, guys. So this is the week to break those chains, whatever this is. Hold your head up high, Aries. Where does this lead? Where does this Four of Wands lead? And this is about what you commit to. What do you commit to? Well, we have the Three of Cups coming in. This is a network of support. Whatever it is, however you're going forward, I feel like there is support. And if you felt alone, because we have very kind of solo energy here. I'm held back. I did this, recognition for what I've done. I have to make a decision, or I'm dealing with this conflict. This, even though there's one person here, the Three of Cups does talk about, our network of support, the people that we love and support and that love and support us. And it's almost as if I kind of see like friends or people getting together to celebrate you, to celebrate whatever this victory was. I mean, do some of you feel like you've been doing this alone? Or you've had your hands tied almost? That's what it feels like. But it's kind of full steam ahead almost. We have the Eight of Wands coming up here. And this is when the energy picks up. This is your advice, right? So have a look at this. If there was not communication before, this may be that, whatever the situation was, you've not been able to communicate. There was an argument. Someone didn't want to see the truth, whatever this represents for you. That changes because we have the Eight of Wands here. This is open communication now. Now there's opportunities coming in. Now you can, get more information that you want. This can even be travel. This could be, I do get a sense of movement from a very stuck energy to very stuck, this energy here. There's a sense of movement now, moving forward, and celebration. We have two cards of celebration coming up. Usually when I do this spread for my personal readings, it's, I clarify everything, but can't really do that in the generals. So we have the Devil coming out and the Nine of Swords. This is stress, anxiety, worry. It's not as bad as it seems, guys. But this could be that, something that's causing you a lot of stress. And it could be stress in one area of your life. It's affecting you in another area. Do you see what I mean? It's holding you back from going forward in another area of your life. Commitment, your legacy, something that it may have been something that you got into thinking, I'm going to be in this forever. And there was a decision that needed to be made. Because there's movement coming in. So did you feel stuck here or think, I have to do this now? I've committed to this. Let's get you one more. Moving forward, a lot of people have been getting the Six of Swords. This is movement. Some of you may literally be traveling. This is about traveling. If you felt like you couldn't before, for whatever reason, this could be a long distance relationship. But there's celebration, whichever way you cut it, and movement. The Six of Swords is moving on from a difficult time. There's a sense of freedom that's coming in from being very stuck, very much in your head, worried, not seeing a way out, stress, anxiety. It's about dropping all of that. And it's because you felt stuck in a situation. Stuck. And like I said, it could be that, a family situation, you were forced to live with someone, or because of financial reasons or whatever. Or you, at work, you're stuck working with people because you couldn't find another job, or because you needed that, you love the job, but the people suck in it or something. there is a sense of moving forward. And I love the celebration aspect, because why would you be celebrating? And it's not just you celebrating. It feels like your achievements are being celebrated by others as well. If you've got rest and relaxation is essential. We all have a fundamental need to take breaks. And that's the Four of Wands, believe it or not. Whenever fours come in, nothing, I mean, as much as we talk about it being a change in our environment, right? It might be that you've moved into that new job, or you're about to move into that new job. And it kind of tells you that, you know, take a break first. Fours, nothing. It's when we pause. Here we pause to celebrate our achievements so far. You've got a great foundation is what it says. But rest and relaxation, please don't feel like you have to push ahead, especially if all of a sudden the chains are off, right? If the chains are off, and this can be someone who's not getting enough sleep, the Nine of Swords. This person's up at night, you know, stressed out and worried about stuff. Make sure you are getting enough rest. I kind of think it's important as well, because with this Eight of Wands coming in and the Six of Swords, you might actually be traveling. You might actually, there might be, I mean, we have two cards of movement, that, especially these two, you might be moving house. That's going to take a lot out of you. So make sure you're well rested and your energy is all there with you. Abundance, great abundance. You have milk and honey coming in. And I love this card because there's a little baby elephant in it. But this is about, it's telling you that you have access now. You are going into the land of milk and honey, of great abundance. But how do you do that? How do you go into the, you know, how do you experience all this abundance? By being authentically who you are, by being true to who you are. Yes, if you've done so much, you know, if you put in effort, get on your bloody horse and say, hey, look what I've achieved. Look at my victory wreath. Look at my achievements. Right, and it says, dear you, uncertainty is the new normal for the whole world. Things are changing at a rapid pace, and the old ways we once trusted are no longer reliable. But leaving the familiar behind can be a good thing. When you are pushed to step into the unknown, you're pulled forward into discovering new possibilities that have been hidden in plain sight. Check in with your higher power. Your soul knows better than your small self. Have faith in the support of a higher power and the infinite potential for your life. Right now, the advice we have for you is this. Try something new. Do something different. You won't know how it feels, what it looks like, or what the outcome will be if you do not take that first step into the unknown and experience the unfamiliarity. You'll be so glad you did, because the treasure will appear. We're so proud of you for being brave. You are so loved and so supported, and you are loved and supported. But I kind of think you haven't felt that way. It hasn't felt that way. You know, when you might have loads of like supportive people in your life. Or think of it this way. Someone actually gave me this example once, where your body can be perfectly fine. You can be perfectly healthy, right? But have you ever had a splinter and it feels like it's nothing? It's not a broken arm, it's nothing, but it's so irritating having that one splinter, and it's almost all you can focus on is that one splinter in your finger, right? That's what it kind of feels like. And not to downplay whatever this is that's going on, but it's almost like you can't notice anything else, no matter what's been going on otherwise. You can't notice it when this is going on. And maybe that's why you couldn't make a decision about some other area of your life, about what your legacy was. But that seems to be shifting. Now you kind of are in a much firmer place. And a lot of the signs are getting that kind of a message. That you're stable now. You're solid now. It's time to make a move. It's time to remove those chains. It's time to, you know, go and step into the limelight and get the kind of recognition that you deserve. Or get the rest that you need. If you've been just working, struggling, dealing with stuff, not sleeping. And above all else, milk and honey, right? It's getting the abundance that you deserve and celebrating it. But it's I mean, with the eight, this is your advice. Take the opportunities that come in. Leave the crap behind. The devil energy, that's what feels like it's getting left behind this week. This devil energy and the stress and anxiety that goes with it.